We were doing percents the other day, and there were some percents that I really want us to take a look at and to understand. Easy percents, because we're going to delve into the percent proportion and the percent equation, which can be fairly simple, but I want us to have kind of some guidelines here. Let's talk about the percent 100%. What does that mean? %, yes, that means all. That means all of it, right? So if I ask you, what is 100% of $52? What was that, Tim? It's $52 because 100% means what? Everything. Now see, we like shopping discount. We talked about this the other day, right? Half off. Some of you like the 5-finger discount, which means 100% off, right? So what is 100% of 17 students? That's 17 students. That's everything, right? And actually last summer I had a class where 100% of my students passed. That is the first time and the only time in my 14 plus years of teaching that this has happened. One of these days it'll happen again. So 100% is the easy one, right? Let me show you another easy one. 200%. What does that mean? That means double or twice, right? So when you see this, this is a nice percent to work with. If I talk about, 200% of $22. What's 200% of that? $41. That's 44, right? Because that's double. What's 200% of 45 gummy bears? Right. Now, when we talk about things like 200%, a lot of times you may see this in terms of an increase. If I say there was a 200% increase, that means the original amount hasn't been doubled, but you've added double the amount. So if I said I had 45 gummy bears and I increased my gummy bears by 200%, that means I added 90. It doesn't mean I end up with 90. It means I would add 90 to what I already had. It gets kind of confusing when you think about that. You just have to slow down and pause and think, okay, wait a minute. Am I doing 200% of this, or is it a 200% increase? So the wording is going to be very, very important to us. So 100%, 200%, those guys are really nice. Now, there's some other guys, too, that we see often enough, especially for you consumers out there. What does 50% mean? 50% means half, right? Some of you are like me. You will not buy something unless it's at least 50% off, right? You can easily tell by the clothes that I wear that I don't spend more than $20 on one single item of clothing, except maybe shoes. All right, shoes are different. I can't be like a girl and buy a pair of ballerina shoes or whatever, those ballets, you know what I'm talking about. The ones that are like $5 at Walmart for like one shoe, but then you have to find the one that's matching, but you can't because someone has taken it off of the little hook and they've thrown it somewhere else, like in the freezer section. Can't stand that. So if I say, what's 50% of $72? Hey, I'm shopping. I only have to pay 50% of something. What is it? It's half. What's half of this? 36. That's $36, right? If I say that 50, oh my goodness, why do I keep doing that? I have a horrible time writing my percent symbol, I guess. 50% of 26 students pass the exam. What does that mean? 13. That would mean only 13 students pass the exam, right? So 50% just means what? Half. Easy peasy, right? All right, let me show you another nice one. 10%. 10% is as easy to work with as 100%, because 10% means Well, it means literally 10 out of 100, right? And how do you reduce 10 out of 100? Isn't that 1/10? 10% means 1/10. Now, that means all you're doing is dividing by 10. And to divide by 10 is just scooting the decimal point one over. So if I say, what is 10% of 47? Where is the decimal in the number 47? The decimal is right here. But to divide this by 10, you have to move it how many places? Once. Now, which way are you going to move it, to the left or to the right? You move it to the left because you're dividing. It's going to make it smaller. So 10% is just going to be 4.7. So let's see how we can use this as consumers. Okay? A lot of times you may see things where you have like a 10% off coupon. I think, Rhonda, you were talking about that the other day. Okay? 10% off your entire purchase. Or maybe you have some kind of frequent buyer's card where you get 10% off. Maybe you are paying a fee to a place so you can get 10% off, like at a bookstore. Sometimes they do that. So suppose it's a 10% savings, and what if your original purchase price was going to be $83? Okay, but you get to save 10%. What's 10% of $83? It's what? No, I don't like the way you round. You would scoot that one spot to the left, so that's 8.3. Now, do we say $8.3? No. Not unless you want to get beat up, right? So you would say $8.30. I only say this from experience. I don't want you to relive my childhood past. Okay, so 10% of $83 is $8.30. Is that good? So when you're going and you're buying and you're like, I've got a 10% off coupon. This is amazing. And so you've got $200 worth of clothes. Do you know how much you're going to save? What's 10% of 200? It's 20. You just scoot the decimal one place, right? Are you with me? Okay. Now see, here's the deal. I can say that, but that means nothing to you guys. You don't know who Ross Perot is, do you?
He has big ears.
Yeah. No, you say he has big ears, but it's based on the proportion to his face. It's proportional, right? Because if you put those ears on an elephant, you'd say those are really small ears. It's all about proportions. Like when you watch a cartoon and you see how large the eyes are, especially for Japanese cartoons, or if you're watching Frozen, Anna and Elsa, like, man, they look so pretty. If you had eyes as large as they did relative to their face, they would freak you out. What does 1% mean? Not much? 1% doesn't mean much to you? That literally means 1 out of 100, right? So look here. 10% means 1/10, so you had 1 0, so you scooted it over 1. If you divide by 100, that means you're just doing what? Scooting it over 2 times. So if I have 1% of, now you see 1% all the time, right? Because certain credit cards, you earn 1% cash back. Oh man, I can't wait to go buy that new high-def 4K ultra plasma LED TV. It only cost me $400 or $500. But I tell you, I believe you me, I'm going to save myself some money on this TV. Man, Melba Sue's going to be so proud of me, how much money we saved. My decimal's right here. How many places I get to move that decimal? Just once? No, I don't think so. I get to move that sucker twice. And over there. That means I'm going to be saving. I'm going to save $45 out of $4,500. What a deal. What a deal. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it this way, 1% of $4,500, that's something, right?
Big purchase.
Yes, for a huge, that's $4,500? I mean, bless you.
Thank you. Doesn't even cover the tax.
Not even close. But put this into perspective. $4,500, that would cover about 9 months of rent in my first apartment that I had. $4,500. That would be a fantastic down payment on a car, right? $4,500 is a new transmission and probably a new engine. So what's 1% of 135,000? The decimal's right here. If it's 1%, where does it go? It scoots over 2 places to the left, and so you end up with 1,350. So you see percents like this. If I said, you know what? There's a city of 135,000 registered voters, and 1% of them voted for the aforementioned Ross Perot. So it means there were 1,350 people that voted for Ross Perot, because they really liked his pie charts.